Are you financially ready for what's coming on April 8th? Breaking news has just hit. A long-anticipated financial relief measure is on its way, and millions of Americans are set to receive a substantial boost. The House has officially passed the much-awaited economic stimulus package, confirming that direct deposits of $4,200 will begin hitting bank accounts starting April 8th. While many assumed this measure would be mired in legislative gridlock, a surprising bipartisan effort has fast-tracked these payments to support American families grappling with inflation and rising living costs. It's important to note, however, that not everyone will automatically receive this payment. Are you on the list? Do you know the specific qualifications that might disqualify you? And what about the additional bonuses for certain households that could potentially increase your payment even further? Today, we're breaking down every critical detail of this development that mainstream media hasn't fully explored, so that you are thoroughly informed. Before we dive into eligibility criteria, steps to check your status, and the documentation you might need to prepare, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Our channel is dedicated to keeping you updated on timely financial opportunities, and you won't want to miss future updates as more phases of this program roll out in the coming months. Let's begin with the facts surrounding the $4,200 payment and what it means for you and your family. This deposit is part of a comprehensive Economic Relief and Recovery Act, which has been the subject of heated debates in Congress for months. After overcoming numerous roadblocks and revisions, the House finally passed the measure last week, sending it straight to the President's desk for a signature. Unlike the economic impact payments distributed during the pandemic, this stimulus is specifically designed to address the ongoing financial pressures that American households face in 2025. Many viewers have asked in previous videos when this money will actually arrive. We now have a concrete answer. The Treasury Department has confirmed that the first wave of direct deposits will begin processing on April 8th, with paper checks expected approximately 2 weeks later. A pace that is notably faster than previous government payment programs, which often took months to fully distribute funds. It is essential to pay close attention here because the qualification requirements for this payment are far more precise than those of earlier stimulus programs. First and foremost, this is not a universal payment for every American citizen. The program targets households that fall within specific income thresholds and meet criteria related to employment status, dependency, and tax filing history. For individual filers, the income threshold is set at an adjusted gross income of $75,000 based on the most recent tax filing. The payment starts to phase out above this limit and is completely eliminated for those earning more than $99,000. For married couples filing jointly, the full benefit is available for incomes up to $150,000, with a total phase out at $198,000. Heads of household can earn up to $112,500 before the phase-out begins. Particularly noteworthy is the enhanced benefit provided to families with dependents. Each qualifying dependent, including adult dependents such as college students and elderly parents, adds an extra $500 to the base payment, which explains why many households might receive the full $4,200 or even more, depending on their individual circumstances. A frequent question we've encountered is, do I need to take any action to receive this payment? The answer depends on your situation. If you filed taxes for 2023 or 2024 and the IRS already has your direct deposit information, you should receive the payment automatically. However, if you haven't filed your taxes recently, have changed banks, or experienced a significant change in income or household composition, you may need to update your information. The Treasury Department has launched an official portal where Americans can check their payment status, update their details, and confirm their inclusion in the system. I'll include the exact link in the description below, but be extremely cautious of scam websites mimicking the official portal. Always use the genuine government website. Adding to the complexity, some misleading headlines have circulated, falsely suggesting that this is a recurring monthly payment. In truth, it is a one-time direct payment intended to provide immediate relief. However, the legislation does include provisions for potential additional payments if economic conditions warrant further assistance in future quarters. Another key point is that this payment is not considered taxable income, meaning you will not need to report it on your 2025 tax return or repay any portion of it unless it was issued in error. As you plan your finances, understanding the tax implications is crucial. Delving into the timing. While April 8th marks the start of the distribution process, not everyone will receive their payment on that day. The Treasury Department estimates that all eligible direct deposits will be processed within approximately 3 weeks, with paper checks taking an additional 2 to 3 weeks. The exact date of your payment will depend on factors such as your bank's processing procedures and where your name falls in the distribution sequence. For those worried about eligibility issues related to immigration status, it is important to remember that this payment follows similar guidelines to previous economic impact measures. Generally, a valid Social Security number is required, though there are exceptions for certain military families and specific immigration cases. Mixed status households may have varied eligibility rules depending on their circumstances. Furthermore, the legislation includes supplemental funding for state unemployment systems, which means that many states will receive additional federal funds to temporarily boost unemployment benefits. If you are currently receiving unemployment benefits, you might see an automatic increase in your weekly amount starting in late April. This is separate from the direct payment we are discussing. Many viewers have been curious about the rationale behind this legislation. Persistent inflation in essential areas, such as food and housing, combined with global supply chain disruptions, has significantly impacted American consumers, especially lower and middle-income families. Even though official inflation rates have moderated somewhat from their peaks, the cumulative effect on household budgets has been severe. In addition to this payment, many recipients may still be eligible for SNAP benefits, housing assistance, Medicaid, and other support programs based on their circumstances. Looking ahead, there is ongoing discussion among lawmakers about establishing more regular direct financial assistance programs, potentially creating a comprehensive economic safety net for working Americans. Influential figures like Senator Sanders and his allies suggest that this program could serve as a model for future initiatives, encouraging a more consistent approach to economic relief. Community organizations are also actively mobilizing, with public libraries, community centers, and nonprofits planning to offer assistance throughout April to help eligible individuals navigate the application process. This support can be particularly valuable for seniors, those without reliable internet access, or anyone overwhelmed by government paperwork. Moreover, families with college students should be aware that dependents aged 18 to May 24th qualify their parents for additional benefits, which is especially pertinent given the rising costs of higher education. Entrepreneurs, small business owners, self-employed individuals, and gig workers who have experienced fluctuating incomes will need to provide extra documentation, although special accommodations have been made to ensure these groups are not excluded from the benefits. The program also includes measures for recently naturalized citizens and legal permanent residents, subject to specific residency requirements designed to balance inclusivity with program integrity through stringent verification procedures. It is crucial to understand that while this payment is a significant step toward economic relief, it is only one element of a broader strategy for economic security. Financial advisors recommend using this opportunity to review your overall financial health and incorporate this payment into your long-term planning strategy. Additionally, common misconceptions persist regarding this initiative. Unlike previous, more universal stimulus measures, these payments are targeted to those who meet particular financial and situational criteria, thereby ensuring more substantial assistance for those in greatest need rather than spreading smaller sums widely. For recipients of government benefits like disability or supplemental security income, it is good news that these payments will not affect eligibility for those programs, ensuring that vulnerable populations maintain access to essential supports. The application deadline is another important detail. While disbursements begin on April 11th, applications will be accepted until October 15th of this year. However, early applications will naturally result in quicker payment, so prompt action is advisable, especially if you have recently moved or updated your banking information. Updates can be made through the same portal used for applications. In summary, this comprehensive $4,200 payment program, strongly advocated by Senator Sanders, represents a targeted approach to provide crucial economic relief to qualifying Americans. With applications opening on April 7th and the first payment scheduled for April 11th, it is vital to prepare your documentation, remain alert for scams, and understand how these funds might best serve your financial situation. This initiative, amid broader economic challenges, offers meaningful support that could significantly ease financial burdens during tough times. Moreover, the program's design reflects a potential shift towards more consistent economic safety nets in the future, which could transform the landscape of American financial assistance. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with friends or family members who might also qualify for these payments. Every share helps someone access critical funds. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more timely financial updates, program news, and expert guidance on navigating government assistance. Stay informed, as being proactive is your best strategy for financial stability, and we are here to help you every step of the way.